The Super Mova vacuum test. I must be crazy. So I've got the S10 Plus, the S20 Ultra, and the P10 Pro Ultra. We're going to talk about the differences between these guys. So we'll start with the S20. As you can see, the S20 has a mop pad. It vibrates back and forth really, really fast. It's got 2 brush rollers in here. Now this is particularly good on... Thank you.
Reposition the robot and start it again.
Thank you. It's particularly good for being on carpet. So take those out, pop it like this. You can grab out both of them. So that's that guy. All right, the P10 Pro Ultra. So right now I have the tri-cut brush on there. It's really, really, really good for cutting hair. Let's see, we go like up front. Okay, as you can see, 2 spinning mop pads. And this little guy can go off to the side. You can extend out like that. So, really good for getting up against baseboards. Alright, the S10, like the S20, has a vibrating mop pad, as you can see. And then just a single brush roller. So, probably the less featured of all of them, but still does a good job. So, okay, so this is my Mova obstacle course. You can see we've got some whipped cream. And after the whipped cream, we've got a rug that has little pink M&Ms on it. Then from there, we've got rice. Now, the rice is the difficult one. It's going to be kind of everywhere. So we'll see just how well it does. I learned some important lessons. So whipped cream is not a good testing subject. It kind of just got really slippery. But as you can see, the P10 Pro Ultra was really good about getting in there and with his dual mop pads, trying to clean that up. The other 2 didn't do quite as well, especially the S10 just kind of gave up early, to be perfectly honest. It just decided it was done. The S20, it actually spent the longest out there trying to clean and ended up doing a fairly good job, but none of them really did that wonderful with whipped cream. I also learned that the LIDAR from all of them seems to confuse the other ones. So sometimes they would shoot their LIDAR at the other one and they'd all get lost and just kind of circle around each other. But for the most part, they did pretty well. They did as well as I could have expected on this test. So because the vacuums were perfect with the whipped cream, I had to break out the H14 Pro and kind of finish cleaning up the whipped cream mess. But that vacuum still is my favorite. It just killed it. It cleaned up that floor really, really fast and really, really well. So plug for the H14 Pro. The second test was the M&Ms on the rug. In this one, the S20 kind of ate everyone else's lunch, and I do mean that quite literally. It ended up going through and cleaning up a lot more of the M&Ms than it was supposed to. I was trying to section off that rug. Now, the other 2 ended up doing their best, but by the time they got around to trying to clean up the rest of it, the S20 was already back at its dock. So I did try to spread a few more M&Ms around so they had something to do. And, I mean, they did great. They picked them up. They both were able to then empty into their dustbins successfully and got all those M&Ms out. But like I said, the S20 with those dual rollers, man, it picked those M&Ms up so fast, so efficiently. So eventually they found their way back to their base station. In the rice test, the S10 ended up kind of doing his job the fastest this time, while the P10 Pro Ultra and the S20 Ultra, they ran into each other a lot. I have to think that this had to do with the LIDAR, again, kind of throwing off their navigation where they both thought that they were sending out those LIDAR beams. So eventually they did well. Actually, all of them did well. Their little side brushes swept that rice in, and they're able to pick them up successfully. I was actually very impressed with all of the vacuums on this. They all did a good job picking up the rice, and then when they got back to the base station, they cleaned that into the dustbin. So, successful test there. So, if I had to give kind of a quick assessment on all three of these guys, I would say this guy's the best for mopping. This guy is the best for carpets. And then this guy is the really cheap jack of all trades. So I've had this one down in my basement making perfect carpet lines where I don't really need the mop. Then I switched out to this guy, made even better carpet lines, picked up even more stuff, still no mopping. This is the guy that handles my entire main floor and continues to do a wonderful job every single night. I have the tri-cut brush because my wife has a hair salon and we get hair and it's able to cut it and clean it, and we've been very happy with it. So those are my three Movas: the P10 Pro Ultra, the S20 Ultra, and the S10 Plus.